We are going to look at another intermediate shorthand for the same example, 453 base 6 plus 205 base 6. And I want to point out that intermediate shorthands really emphasize place value. They really think carefully about place value, just with less explicit stuff written down than we have in a place value chart. Okay, so this time I'm actually going to use a kind of expanded notation as I think about this problem. So noticing that the 3 is in the ones place, the 5 is in the longs place, the 4 is in the flats place, I'm going to write that down exactly like that. I have 4 flats plus 5 longs plus 3 ones for 453 base 6. I'm adding to that 2 flats plus 0 longs plus 5 ones, and I'm in base 6. All of this is in base 6. I'm going to do some scrap work over here like I did with the previous intermediate algorithm. This is work, what I didn't say before is this is work that we really should be doing in our heads. The stuff that I'm writing down over here is work that we really should be doing mentally, but we are not fluent in basic addition facts for base 6. I don't expect you to know that 3 plus 5 is 1, 2, base 6. I don't expect you to know that off the top of your heads. So we're going to actually do that work over here written down, just keeping in mind that this really should be done mentally. Right, it really, and by should be, I mean if we were fluent in those basic addition facts. Okay, so adding the ones place, let's see, I guess I'll also make myself a little note here that I'm going to add the ones place first, and then I will add the longs, and then I will add the flats, and leave myself very much room for scrap work, so I guess I'll do that down here. Okay, so 3 plus 8 ones, 3 plus 5 ones is 8 ones. We've seen a couple times that I can write that as 6 plus 2. I am using 6 because I'm in base 6, so I'm looking for groups of 6. We saw before that I can write that 8 base 10 is equal to 1, 2 base 6. This is what I mean when I say we're not fluent in base 6 addition facts, that we don't know off the top of our heads that 3 plus 5 is 1, 2 base 6. Okay, but I will write that down. Notice this is 2 ones and 1 long. So I'm going to write that down in this row, that I have 1 long plus 2 ones. So that 3 plus 5 became 1 group of 6 and 2 ones. Now I'm going to add in the longs place. So I am looking right here, just at these longs. 5 longs plus 0 longs is 5 longs and 0 ones. Right? 5 longs is 5 longs plus 0 ones. Now I will move to the flats place. And again, we've seen that this 4 plus 2 is 6. That's a group of 6. 6 flats. I'll make a note down here to myself that I'm going to exchange 6 flats for 1 cube. And that will leave me with no flats, with 0 flats. So this is going to be 1 cube plus 0 flats. And of course, since I was adding flats, I also have 0 longs plus 0 ones. That was what I get when I added the flats together. Now I'll add all of those things together. 2 ones plus 0 ones plus 0 ones is, of course, 2 ones. 1 long plus 5 longs plus 0 longs is 6 longs. And I'm going to think a little bit carefully about this. Maybe I'll make a little note to myself here that this 1 plus 5 gives me 6 longs. I'll make a note to myself in here that this is 6 longs. I'm going to exchange those 6 longs for 1 flat. And I'll write that right here in the flats column. When I do that exchange, I am left with 0 longs. And then I'll move to the flats column. 1 flat plus 0 flats is 1 flat. And then this 1 cube out here that doesn't have any other cubes to be added to it. So again, we see that my answer is 1102 base 6. I want to point out that we can also do this using our regular shorthand. I guess I'll call this our regular shorthand. In other contexts, you might hear this called the standard algorithm. So we're going to do 453 base 6 plus 205 base 6. And we're going to do this using just our regular shorthand, assuming that we know basic addition facts in base 6. Now, I'm not going to expect you to know that, but we've done this enough times that we actually know the answer to this question. So again, we add in the ones column. 3 plus 5 is 8, which I know is 2 ones and one group of 6. Right? 2 ones and one group of 6. Now I'm going to move to the longs column. I have 6 longs. We've seen this a couple times as well. 1 plus 5 is 6. That's a group of 6. This is 6 longs. This is 6 longs. When I create that group, I create one flat, and I'm left with 0 longs. I created one flat, and that left me with 0 longs. Now over here, I have 4 plus 2. We've seen that 6 that gets converted to a cube, plus this 1 that stays in the flats column, right? I have 6 flats that get converted to a cube, plus that 1 flat that stays in the flats column. So we could actually do this using our regular old shorthand. It's a lot to keep track of, which is why this can be a challenge for kids who are just learning how to do these things in base 10.